I, I am Paul Brooks, and this is Diverse Ways United. I'm just going to talk about a little bit about what's been going on in my life, and feel free to comment and try to understand that having a diversity doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to be taken care of. Here we go. Right now, my girlfriend and I are basically what I'm calling housing limbo, and we just Janelle just posted a ad on Castanet, and we've been calling all these places Society of Hope, Brother Gillespie's, and nobody can help us. We're in a bit of an emergency because our year lease is almost up, and there is not much out there for 2-bedroom accessible units. We have been getting the messages about people who are in the 2-bedroom accessible units, and they don't have diverse rates. I don't know how that's happening. There's places in Kelowna that aren't under BC Housing. BC Housing has 4 accessible units that it knows about, but there's a lot more out there, and life for people who have a chair under their ass means that we have to rely on a system that is quite under pressure to give everyone housing. And I get that. It's just when you have a chair under your ass, you can't necessarily go where homeless people go. The homeless shelters out there actually don't have accessibility. So when Janelle and I end up without a home, we actually end up in the hospital, or worse, the morgue. So we really need housing, and life already isn't fair for us. We have to deal with people every day, and we have to understand that we are a job. We have people coming in and going out. And they don't always understand that when you're on PWD, we can't afford to do much. I get that there's a lot of community outreach, and there's a lot of community like there's the Parkinson Rec Center, which has a lot of things that people who have lower IQs like to do, like karate or basic cooking skills or stretching things. But there's a lot of activities that are more guided for people with lower IQs to do. But when you look at somebody who has a lower IQ and a chair under their ass, you start to think, oh, is this the right way to do things, or should we be more like Vancouver and create more of a diverse, like, activity climate? One thing is, when I was a kid growing up with a diverse disability, I always got super duper bored at those activities. I found them really quite boring. But now that I'm an adult, I don't have to do that. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. I can go to jiu-jitsu, do stuff that nobody else can do or wants to do. When I first started jiu-jitsu, I actually told my support worker, look, if they're going to deny me, we're just going to say, nuh-uh, I'm doing this. So, if I go to Pacific Top Team twice a week, and I love it. I love jiu-jitsu. I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I've been doing it for over 8 years. It's super fun. I would strongly recommend it to people who are looking for a full body workout. Get people to throw you around on big mats that you can get choked out, you can get wrist locked or ankle locked. It's a lot of fun. But back to the point I'm trying to make. I think the points I'm trying to make is we're not all low IQ. We may have mental issues. We may have, we may need accessibility. But we don't all fit under the same cookie cutter, low IQ, no understanding of the world. I think because we grew up with diversities, we might have some behavioral problems because of how we are babied or how we are not understood. I go back to saying the world has sped up because of iPhones, because everybody wants instant gratification. Like when you text someone, you want to text back immediately. That's what I mean when I say slow the F down. Let me think before I do something stupid. I think the world is chaotic, and people need to slow the F down and actually live their lives instead of living their lives on their phone. Live your life outside in the sun, or even give yourself 24 hours of no phone time. Give yourself, like, if you give yourself 24